Brofist to you all! It's 4 PM on a Friday. English. I just moved the fucking camera. Every time. Yeah! No. Yeah! My goddamn giant feet. Always playing into it. Welcome to Drama Friday. What is it? We're going to look at, like, crazy things that people do across the internet. Because it's anonymous, and you can be an absolute bellend if you want to be. And oftentimes, people decide to do that, because there's no repercussions in this anonymous world of MMOs. So people do that stuff, and we kind of celebrate it, but also take heed. Take heed. Plenty of warnings come out of Drama Time. People who go, okay, I've seen this situation in Drama Time. I'm going to avoid it. And that is generally, in nearly every single occasion, worked out for the best. It's like couples guilds. Nightmare. But there are those couples that make it work. Until they have a fight. But generally speaking, yeah, you know what I mean? We're teaching lessons. I just got back from Berlin a few days ago, which was immense. And we have a web show tomorrow. We'll talk about all that kind of stuff. Legion's release date was announced. Will it be ready? The questions. I've been streaming all day, catching up on the World of Warcraft stuff. And yeah, those are the big questions. So luckily, streaming today actually put me pretty in touch with what all the big questions at the moment are. So we'll talk about them at the web show tomorrow. Get all that wrapped up. And then next week, it's just pure wow knowledge. Knowledge bombs dropping left and right. Opinions flying everywhere. Anger, dislike, upvotes, whatever it's going to be. All next week, we can throw that in there while hopefully avoiding some of the major dramas that people are going on with. So that's what we're going to do. Couples Guild. Fear it. Indeed. So, as we always do, let us get started. So, I have stories that are written by, like, this one of 13-year-old love. The love of a 13-year-old is intense indeed, but we'll start off with something a little softer to warm us up, to get us into the good mood. And I want the chat right now, challenge chat. Which boss? Which boss? As I type this in slowly. Which boss? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. So, we need a couple of names. Let's head on over to the old Patreon list. Oh, yeah. So, I'll say it now. The Legacy video was finished yesterday, released on Patreon, as you guys know how it works. And in 6 days, it will be on the YouTube as of 6 days of recording this, which is the Friday. So, it will work that way. So, you guys should well know by now. That's how it works. So, we got this one. And he's going to be a GM. You're the GM. And we have... who will be... not my words. Not my words. Elegon, the kitties. Oh, Feng the Accursed. No way. No way. Feng the Accursed, Will the Emperor. Oh my god. I actually had to do some research on Will the Emperor for the video that I did. For the Legacy video. And I forgot just how fucking terrible that fight was for some classes. Some classes. I watched some guy like CC the fucking mobs on Mythic for like... the entire fight. I don't think he did DPS to anything. He just stood there. He's like a blood DK. He just was literally just doing that all day. Oh, funny. All right, Frost DK. Frost DK, yeah. Anyway, without further ado, we've talked enough. 4 minutes in, let us begin. Let's set the scene, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Let's set the scene. To briefly give us some backstory, I was introduced to WoW for the deuce time, that's 2, halfway through Mists of Pandaria by a friend. I say it a second because I did play during Vanilla and the Burning Crusade, but nothing interesting happened then. I leveled a Blood DK. Instant noob warning, right? Comes back to WoW. Didn't play since Vanilla or TBC. Instant Death Knight. Classic noob maneuver. Now you're understanding the scene, right? I was allowed to join my friend's guild, where I was immediately banned from a month. Because the first thing I said after joining the guild is these quests are really gay. You join a guild, and you're opening Gambit to set the scene for what kind of person you are, is these quests are really gay. I asked why I was banned, and was given the response for being a homophobe. Fuck. Fuck. I did come back, though. I did come back. And about a day after that, I went onto the guild's TeamSpeak, where I was greeted by my friends arguing to the GM that they were going to leave the guild due to drama. You wait a month for this. After you walked in with the gay bomb, right? You went straight in with the gay bomb, got removed, A month later, you come back and you join TeamSpeak and they're all threatening to leave the guild. You, my friend, are living the WoW dream. You, my friend, are just one step away from being a PvP god. You're almost there. You're almost there. I'm telling you. While I was sat there listening, they left the guild. And after about an hour of heated debate, had started their own guild on the Horde side, to which I also joined on another DK. Long story short, that guild failed as well, and I was left double guildless, without any friends to play WoW, and this is where I joined what I now know as a cesspool guild. Upgrade, motherfucker. Upgraded. Yeah, straight in. 2 guilds down. Been back a month. Time for a cesspool guild to upgrade my life. I joined on my Nelf DK. And this is where the real juicy drama took place, right? We're upgrading to a cesspool guild. That's where we're at. That's our situation, team. Yeah, you can live the dream. All right, then. And that's so bad. I feel like this is just the worst thing ever. Okay, at the time, I thought the larger the guild's player base, the better it was. That's science, isn't it? This guild has 950 members. Best guild. Best guild. What's your guild score? Right? That's what should be in the new item tab, which is actually fine, by the way, for the most part. Oh, how wrong I was. I was invited after responding to trade chat. A trade chat advertisement, and quickly made it known that I wanted to raid endgame content. This was great, because they were starting to create a team. Yeah? For normal mode. I want to raid, and this guild is going to raid. Yeah? Learning, motherfuckers. They're going to raid at some point, and I want to raid. We're ticking all the boxes. We're ticking all the boxes. This is everything we want. Bear in mind that this was 5.3 and Flex was not yet a thing. I was instantly granted the privilege of being the group's off-tank and second raid leader. Well, this guild is going places. Did you want to raid? Second raid leader. You've made it. You're going up in the... Look at the upgrades. This is upgrades for days, team. He's only been there 5 seconds, but his interest in raiding has given him that second raid leader position. That coveted second raid leader position, because as we know, democratic raid leading is the best. Even though I'd only been a member for about a week. So it was a week in, it wasn't straight away. Calm your boots. He had a week of solid non-raiding progress to establish himself as worthy of being second raid leader. Things started off slowly, which I enjoyed because our 10-man team consisted of 7 people. But at least it's got 2 raid leaders. Right? Yeah? These 7 people need deuce raid leaders to get things under control. Can you imagine if we still had 40-man raiding? It'd be like 8 raid leaders. That's how many people you need. And that's why 40-man raiding is a bad thing. It's much more difficult, team. Much more difficult. I was new to the whole raiding thing. So we began our journey in Mogushan Vaults in 5.3. We're going to take it nice and easy. It's going to be great. Things went surprisingly smooth for my first time, and we downed the first 3 bosses. Name them, chat. Let's bring everyone up to date who's trying to think of it right now. I can picture the thousands of YouTube people going, Doggies, Feng, that guy with the spirit things. This was the best! I thought to myself, this is amazing! Although we weren't doing the most relevant raiding content at the time, Throne of Thunder, we were progressing as a team. 3 bosses down in a whole raid night, in old content, and my skills as a tank were becoming pretty fucking sharp, squad. The next raid night, we once again went to Mogushan Vaults, due to a lot of members not being super comfortable with entering the Throne of Thunder. Whoa, pop your brakes, kid. Yeah, that's current content. Do I look like a nerd? Let's go back a step, do some Mogushan Vaults, yeah? Get some of that good quality, out-of-date gear, yeah? Bit of practice, level-headed. Let's do it. Back to the vaults. I thought this was fine. Into the vaults we stepped again. And the next raid night, Mogashan vaults again. And again. And again. And again. For about 2 months of raiding, we couldn't clear 10-man normal Mogashan vaults in patch 5.3. Right. Yes. This is excellent. I was getting so bored of the raid that... Please, what I'm about to read to you guys, never do this. You have been warned, never do this. I was so bored in the raid that I decided to tell the raid that my wife was having a baby so I could get out of the raid. I'm not really sure why, but nobody responded to anything. So in response to the silence, I continued saying that she was crying in pain, that there was blood everywhere. I had her a drink a little before the raid, so that might be why I then went into full detail of how the walls and floors were covered in my non-existent, never have I mentioned her before, apparently pregnant wife's blood. Everyone kept quiet. This is the kicker. This is the kicker about this ridiculous lie. He continued to do the boss until they wiped. After we wiped on the next boss, the raid leader just called the raid. He didn't even leave. He stayed on TeamSpeak explaining the situation that was apparently happening while everyone's going, does he even have a wife? Why would she be spraying blood all over the walls? And you're like, dude, what's going on over there? I know I'm tanking though. Wife. Tanking, y'all. So nobody believed it. And the raid leader just said, we're just going to call the raid now. We're going to call the raid now. This is clutch though. The raid leader then whispered me this message. You greatly disturbed everyone in the raid group. I want you to be aware of that. And then he started to ask me questions if my mental health was okay. You didn't even log off. You were still online for this discussion to take place. Raid was called. You Hearthstoned. And we're like, anyone for BGs or whatever? And the raid leader just came in with you really disturbed everybody. Like, I just want you to know that a lot of people are a little bit upset by what you said because it was super fucking weird. We knew you were lying, and yet you continued down this road, and you didn't even log off after I called the raid. Are you sure you're not crazy? We need to know right now. Are you a fucking crazy person? Because you sound like a fucking crazy person, right? I apologized. Sorry. I said I was fine. I was just bored. Yeah. That was the go-to line while bored. Interesting. So, let's continue down the road. Even after a couple of months of raiding with the same people, I never really made any friends with any of them. Not that they weren't nice people, but they just didn't talk whatsoever. And this is when the GM, Pearson, and his Northern English, shitting on my own country, his Northern English Frosty K friend, Nadrelli, joined our raid. So it's the GM of the Cesspool Guild. Not the raid leader, he's the GM of the Cesspool Guild. You clear? So the GM and his Northern English friend, which is where I'm from, decided they would join Raid Team 1. My God. Nadrelli was the most annoying person I had ever talked to on TeamSpeak. Near enough every word he muttered was either about how everyone living in the south of England was a fairy, or how he had a hard-as-nails northerner who could drink everyone under the table, mate. Clearly Newcastle. Newcastle. Gotta be Newcastle. Or Sunderland. It's one of those places for sure. I'm from the north, mate. Move, yeah? Southern fairies. Southern fairies, mate. My hatred for Nadrelli was shared by others, as they started to make fun of him during raids. Didn't go over too well. But the GM's now there, and it's his friend. Pearson was a member of the raid group. Pearson piped up and told everyone if they were going to make fun of his friend during raids, then they would be kicked from the raid and the guild. Hashtag vanish. So naturally, everyone just shut up about it. The next day I logged in, the raid group had left. Oh, right, is that how it is, GM? Bye, mate. Bye, mate. Bye, mate. I looked at the raid list and saw that only 4 members remained, one of them being the raid leader. And then what the fuck happened? Apparently, as soon as the raid finished, Nadrelli was being a complete twat, as he now discovered that he had complete immunity, given his GM protection. Everyone just said fuck it and left. I too then left the guild and never looked back, and gave up on WoW. Until 5.4, and my friends wanted to play again. I picked up the game again, and looked for a better guild this time. Having learnt from my 3 failed guilds, I found one. And the application process team was pretty fucking intense. I had to write an app. Oh, shit. Like a fucking job, mate. This is World of Warcraft. Any cunt who asks you to write an app for their guild, instant twats, yeah? Ignore. Straight to trade chat, team. Get somewhere where you can get in without any questions asked. You're guaranteed success. That's my advice to you. As soon as someone asks for an app, mate, no. No apps. No questions, yeah? No questions asked. Go straight for the guild that'll let you straight in. It's the best thing I can tell you. Yeah. Yeah. You guys understand that, right? So they had an app on a website. But then, jokes aside, he had to do an RP interview. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I had to do an RP interview to see if they liked me and whether I'd fit in with the guild. Well, of course they liked me and brought me along to the interview. He's through step 1, right? Through step 1. Now we're going to the RP interview. I had never really heard of an RP interview. I'd never really been interested in RP, but I was on an RP PvP realm. Basically, they interview like a job in-game using /say, but in character. Yeah? In character. So you get into a thing. I met them. We all RP walked to a tavern in Ironforge. I'm going to read this like dead-faced. You ready? You can drink it in. We all RP walked to a tavern in Ironforge, where they asked me certain questions, to which I gave what I thought were proper RP replies, with long breaks of awkward silence. I would say stuff like, I use my mighty sword to protect my allies in combat! And unironically using the term milady to the female characters. It was all going somewhat well, until I received a message by one of the people interviewing me, out of character. Fucking serious, right? They asked me if I knew someone called Pearson. I said it was a previous GM of mine. He told me Pearson was whispering him and telling him that I was a Class A shitlord. Yeah? A Class A shitlord. Because I had left their guild. And then, the icing on the cake, Pearson started whispering me, saying, how fucking dare you talk about our guild, you prick, mate, you prick. Apparently, this guild was a proper guild, and I contacted my previous GM to see if I was a decent person or not. Of course, they didn't expect to run into Pearson. Pearson continued his onslaught, saying, you dare come back crawling back to our guild, mate. No way, mate. Do not even ask me for a guild invite. He then dropped a fucking knowledge bomb on me, boasting that they now had 3 raid teams out of their 900 members, and that raid team 1 was about to start Flex Siege of Orgrimmar. Get fucked on, yeah? Yeah? You don't even know what happened after you left. You hold back. We're going Flex Siege of Orgrimmar. What are you doing? Yeah? Team 1? Flex, motherfucker. Yeah? Gonna be really good. Thankfully, the people in the RP guild seemed to think that Pearson was a bit of a freak. And ended up inviting me to the guild, and I could say they've been amazing to me, and I'm still a part of them, even to this day. Thank you for reading my drama story. Yeah? Yeah, Flex Siege of Orgrimmar, mate. Progress. Progress, mate. Did you even get the heirloom weapons out of that? I bet you did, right? I bet you did. I bet you got the Flex. Was there like a Flex version? Probably. Probably. Right then. Let's continue on. I've got to whiz through it. I've got loads of stories. Okay. Okay, we need a girly. Girly. It's just called Guild Drama. We'll come up with a snappy title during the story. Yeah, we like that. Okay. Now, the names aren't listed at the top, so I might have to add some mid-stream, but I know there is a lady. Alright, we'll go with Twift. Okay. So, if I do need to pick names through the story, I'll pick someone from the stream. Alright. Okay. Howdy, friend. Hello, friend. I got some juicy drama for you. Here we go. See? I'm just a nobody. Another face in the Mythic raiding crowd. Hey, you're 1%, you know what I mean? Yeah, I wasn't always a Mythic raider. I only started doing it in 6.2. Before that, I was in a nice, casual, heroic raiding guild. It was a nice place. Like a little family, almost. Sure, we wouldn't even get to kill Blackhand on heroic, since we weren't good enough. Hey, Blackhand heroic was a huge step up. Yeah, we had great fun. So all was good. Yeah, amongst our little squad of raiders from all over Team Europe, there was a lady from Finland. And her name was Twift. Twift was a druid, and she was the girlfriend, fiancée of a semi-famous WoW YouTuber. She wasn't bad, though she did quite a bit of overhealing. She used Trank when it wasn't really needed for sheer numbers. So, health sniper, nightmare. Yeah, she was also explosive. When called out on her performance, she would scream, throw fits, even leave the guild and or TeamSpeak, only to come back later once she was cooled down. Her behaviour was tolerated since she was our best healer. But me and some other people in the guild were growing very tired of Twift's shenanigans. Me and my co-tank mostly. I'd often find myself in a fit with her on TeamSpeak over several minor things that just seemed to escalate into nothing. And while I would always apologise just to stem the behaviour a little bit, I knew it would never end. And nothing would really change at all. Yeah? Shouldn't have apologised, mate. Should have stood proud. Yeah? Don't do that. Around patch 6.2. And we were, and I quote our GM, fucking ready to take on Hellfire Citadel. Same squad, same goals, let's fucking do it. One raid night, one of our deeps wasn't available due to real life issues, so I asked if my friend, a very appropriately geared warlock, could join in his place. Let's call him, let's add some names from the chat. We don't get to do it enough, so let's do it now. Let's do it now. Let's add Aussie Banana. You can be a friend, Aussie Banana. Welcome to the squad. You're purple, so you can be a warlock. Yeah, we're going to join our friend Aussie Banana. Yeah, we're fucking ready, mate. There's nothing better than that guild feeling of, like, let's kick ass, and everyone's into it. It's well good. Okay. We gladly take Aussie Banana over a pug. So I passed him our TeamSpeak IP, and we were on our merry way to Cormrock. During Cormrock, Twift died. What did she die to? It's like the instant noob mechanic. You know what's worse is whoever gets grabbed on the Comrock trash. It's Stark. It's Stark. Maybe I was a bit of a dick, but every person who was on trial in Stark always got hit with that. Yes, the slime. Rockwood is rocking it. Rockwood is slopping it. Stark will stand up for me that we had a druid healer. Not this one. A druid healer who got caught in the hands, and I took the piss, and he never came back. Oh, good times. Okay. During Comrock, Twift died due to terrible positioning on waves. And my friend Aussie Banana, being a bit of a fuckwit, which is why he was guildless, instantly came out with, "You fucking suck, mate. That was so fucking stupid. Why the fuck would you get hit by slime?" Stranger to the guild. Stranger to the guild. Can't handle the bants. Well said, Felgon. Gotta have a bit of banter in the raid. Opens his mouth, just fucking dropping it. Aussie Banana just dropping bombs. There was no response. There was no response. As the fight ended and Cormrock fell to the floor, she said calmly and word for word, as if she was literally dripping venom on the floor, "Who was that. Fuck. It was that time again. I don't even know exactly how it was said or how it even got there, but let me tell you, it went full vulgar, full racism, full extreme, full homophobe from both sides. And I just kind of can't even remember it. It was all such a blur. I was so embarrassed. Aussie Banana, it had to be. Of all the people in the raid, it had to be Aussie fucking Banana that did this. My relationship with Twift was already terrible, to say the least. And him being my friend, this didn't fucking help. It was going to be the nail in the coffin. So I did the only thing I thought appropriate. He's a tank, by the way. Raiders, prepare your pitchforks. I did the only thing I thought appropriate. I disconnected TeamSpeak, I Alt F4'd, and just thought I would go to the Winchester for a pint and wait for everything to blow over. Obviously, I then realised that I had involuntarily ended our raid because the guild was now missing a tank. That is one way to definitely get everybody on your side. I can't tell you how many raids I'd be in where if the tank just suddenly disappeared, that I would be extra happy with that performance. Raiders unleash the rage. You motherfucker. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I sorted out and organised my schedule to be here, and then you fucking left mid-raid. That was the best thing ever. Now, that was pretty fucking bad. Now that I look back at it, I can kind of see why that would be a problem. Yeah, respect your fellow Raiders' time. Motherfuckers. But honestly, it was only a prelude to what would come after. It was just a warm-up. I was benched. Raid leader benched the fuck out of me for the raid team since I abandoned a raid prematurely without good reason, and was also told that they were seeking a replacement and I was not likely to raid ever again. Good raid leader. Yeah, okay, so just so you know, you're benched and probably never going to raid again, and we're definitely going to seek a replacement for you. Yeah, so are we all clear? Good, good, as long as we understand. I like this guy. This was much to the disagreement of my co-tank, Havoc. My co-tank, Havoc. Havoc was a bit of a reddit.com/r/I'm a smarty pants, Havoc, who would always smug the fuck out of any topic by answering the question, sometimes incorrectly, but he still smugged the fuck out of his answer. But he was a friendly enough guy, was Havoc. He knew mechanics. Yeah, he was a good guy. He was a real good guy. I liked him. Croatian, don't you know? I fucking loved Havoc. He was a really skilled prot warrior. And to blow my own horn, our teamwork, our solidarity, nay, synergy, had no weak links. We were as one when we tanked together. As soon as he heard I was benched, Havoc left the guild. Boom, out of here. Drop the fucking mic. We're a team. Meaning we now had 0 tanks for our raid. That's an issue. I kept contact with Havoc, and I do so to this day. But for what he was concerned, he was done with our entire realm. I don't blame him. Havoc moved over to raiding Mythic in a new guild, while I stayed in mine. It was clear we had to take action or we'd be completely fucked. And in a last-ditch effort to save the guild, I was debenched. 2 weeks after my initial benching, with one of our deepsers having a decently geared off-spec tank, we still were looking for a new permanent tank. Oh, that poor DPSer. Say it with me. Never temporarily tank for your guild. Just say. Just say. We'll definitely got to find another tank soon. Definitely. And guess who fucking showed up with a new tank? Oh yes. Lady Twift. Admittedly, the prop paladin was a nice guy. He was alright. He was no Havoc. Never getting Havoc back, are we? Nope. I was never able to bond with him like I was with Havoc. Fucking hell. Never able to bond with him like I did with Havoc, but he would do. And to be fair, my relationship with Twift was starting to heal since he had joined. We even did some casual RP together. It all seemed utopic. Yeah, it would fall apart pretty soon. 2 of our DPSs left! And our overall roster was barely enough to warrant a 15-man raid team. And that was if everyone was online. It was also the case that we were on a roleplay server. And the community of able and interested raiders was small. Raids were getting cancelled and the guild just started to spiral downward. I didn't really care. I raided with Harvick every now and got my head of the curve achieve. Serious shit. While the rest of the guild was just about reaching Manaroth. Eventually, a decision was made that we'd have to move. We need a new realm. I was called to TeamSpeak. As I was a long-time and respected guild member, we needed a realm. A good realm. I considered my options. Being a cheap duchy, I suggested we move to Harvick's realm. My reasoning was that it was a very heavy alliance realm with plenty of raid interest. In reality, of course, I had my application on Harvick's guild forum. This way, if I got in, I wouldn't have to spend money to move my character twice. Scienced. We should go here. We should go here because it's a good realm, plenty of people, great bants, yeah? We're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of potential raiders out there, a lot of potential raiders. In reality, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to serve a transfer soon, and this makes a lot of sense. It's cheeky. It's crispy. It's a crispy maneuver. I like it. Banking his options, right? Banking his options. I like it. They did put the decision in his hands, to be fair. So the decision was made. We would go there. Twift was not happy. Twift was a legit role player on her druid. She did not want to leave the RP creaminess. She threw a huge fit in the guild chat once more, and then she popped the G quit announcement. Boom. Nobody invited her back. Bastard. Motherfucker. And with her departure, so did her friend, who actually turned out to be a massive fucking white knight. As soon as it happened, he went into full insult mode of our GM. Twift, and our tanky friend took it to the great Facebook, where they unleashed some mighty racism. Mighty racism. Homophobic remarks and insults. Something our GM took very personally. Gotta be careful when you turn it to the fucking... You gotta turn it to the good book. You gotta take it to the good book. That's personal, man. That's RL. Kind of. To a lot of people. To me, however... The GM knew my value and insisted that I'd leave the guild too, since I was better than them. And they weren't worth my time. Oh, no, sorry. To me, however, Twift knew that I was a good player and started trying to break it up, saying that I was better than them and that the guild wasn't worth my time and I should leave with her. Twift tried to pull a fasty. I laughed it off and we moved realms. The guild barely came off its arse. And I did eventually leave and joined up with my old friend Harvick. Albeit, I had to be on a hunter. I got some mythic progress under my belt and kept contact with the old guild. Yeah, it turns out the reason I got a spot in this new guild is that guild was pretty doomed. It turned out our GM had a car accident and went low pro for several weeks before announcing that he wasn't coming back to WoW. This guild was dead. As soon as he realised it was dead, Harvick had already found a new place. And had left instantaneously to a new guild. Harvick gets you in. Welcome to the guild. It's falling apart. I've already got a new guild, but you can stay here. See you later. That's the situation. That's the situation. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, you could join our guild. It's dying, and I'm leaving, but still, you know, it is good. For the first time in months, though, team, you might think the situation's bad, but the first time in months, I was a free man. And while I could probably again follow Harvick, I decided I would go back to the RP realm. I would join up with one of the guilds that was already there. I was accepted. I was now sitting at 513 Mythic, staring at Gorfine. Holy shit. Oh, thanks for joining the guild. We're doing Gorfine progress. At this time, the guild master of my first guild contacted me, informing me that she had had a run-in with Twift. She was still the same. Twift had joined a new guild, a guild we happened to help throughout Highmall, by funneling gear into their raid team as we filled our numbers for farm. They, of course, never helped back, of course. And we didn't really like their guildmaster for it. Yeah, as it turned out, that very same guildmaster was now a member of the raid team. He'd live stream their raids every now and then, and me and my old GM would take great pleasure in trolling their Twitch chat. I bet you'd be like only guys in there. You said you didn't want to change twice. Yeah, you fell for it. This is where it gets seriously real. Back in Highmall, that guild was smaller than ours. They would use our TeamSpeak, even just to sit around and lounge. This was an issue. Our TeamSpeak had a set amount of user slots. So I went on a website, and considering their GM was very young, I purchased them a cheap server for them to use. I gave owner rights to their guild leader. He was eternally grateful, bless him. Aww. But what they forgot during Hellfire Citadel, of course, is that I still was the one that could flick switches on their TeamSpeak. So, and I really hate this, by the way. It makes good drama story, but it's horrible. So another day, so what I would do during their live stream is go to the TeamSpeak server website, and I would turn off their server as soon as they were about to pull, and then watch on the live stream as the chaos emerged. Not cool, bro. Really not cool. I'd then turn the server back on so it appeared as if they disconnected randomly, but leave it down long enough for their pulls to be ruined and their team would be in disarray. Thank you. Dark. Dark as fuck. That's a lot of people's time you're fucking with. Wow. Oh, mixed reactions from the Twitch chat. As expected. Totally mixed reactions. I'm into it. I'm into it. That's horrible. That's fucking horrible. I'm into it. Okay. Another one of their raid teams suggests that maybe we hop onto his server instead of this unstable one. I realised I couldn't fuck around anymore and went in game. Contacting the guild master asking if he remembered me and that I was the owner of their TeamSpeak server and see if I could help, seeing as I had heard there were issues. Wow. Wow. Hey, I hear you're having problems with your TeamSpeak server. Can I help? You remember I own it, right? Yeah? Okay, maybe I can help you out. I went onto TeamSpeak and therefore, keeping a straight face, while also being on the live stream, I went into a chat room with the GM. I told him the company was having some maintenance issues according to the site, but they of course contacted me instead of him, as I was the owner, that I was sorry about the holdup, etc. He praised and thanked me for helping with their TeamSpeak issues. I had a tough time with this, but I offered him my battle tag should there ever be issues with TeamSpeak again. I left it for a while, continued raiding. Gorefiend wasn't dying one bit, so I eventually just gave up on the guild. Ah, Gorefiend fucking claims another victim, man. That Gorefiend mythic, no mercy. I realised I'd now become a guild slut. I'd been in more guilds now than the history I could ever possibly have conceived. Anyways, I offered my assistance to the druid, to the druid's guildmaster. They had reached heroic Zool and Manaroth. So I, as someone who had mythic achievements, was a god to them. I was their hero. It was hilarious. I would go on TeamSpeak and be welcomed warmly as the mythic god that also owned their TeamSpeak server. Bow before me, plebs! Yet Twifty was always silent if I was present. I asked the GM if she was always quiet. And he promptly asked her on TeamSpeak, Twifty? What's wrong? Her reply, and I quote, I will not raid when he is here. Sorry. Of course, the GM was curious and had his questions. And I shrugged them off as if I knew nothing. I know nothing. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck she's on about. Swifty, because of this and her lack of willingness to speak to me, was declared a drama queen and kicked from their raid team and guild shortly after for not raiding if I was there. As I was the god. I was the mythic hero. I owned TeamSpeak. They preferred me. After all, she was opposing the god of TeamSpeak. She whispered me, stating that I had ruined her online life and that she would never return. Of course, I left the guild after. I had no contact with the GM since. I'm now 13 out of 13 mythic, and I checked, and she's totally rude. She's totally raiding again, it's totally fine. Regardless, I now realize after writing this that I was a complete dick. Peace preach. Much love from Holland. Yeah. That got dark. That got dark. That TeamSpeak swag, really? I'll leave that to the chat to decide. The morality. Hopefully we can get a thread going. Can we get a thread going to discuss that? Oh, Dolores definitely agreed on where I stand. Yeah, that's fucking cold, man. That's fucking cold. All right, then. Which one do we want? Let's talk about funky raid leaders. Why not? Okay. Let's entice the audience. There you go. I would do that. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm into it. This sounds good. If I had that kind of opportunity, I'm going with it. Okay. So, we need the author's fiance. This is the author's fiance. Where's my girls at? Where's my girls at? There's been a right shift in the girl to male representation on the old, ooh, that's a lovely name though. Yeah. Why did I type finance? What the fuck? There we go. We need a raid leader. It will be Cura. Cura. Okay, let me do it this way so it all makes sense. Raid leader. Cura. 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 Rad leader. I can't even type today. You'll have to forgive me. Like this. That makes sense. Okay. And our last one is a brother. It'll be Tora. Or Torre. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay. Here we go. Yo, dog! Yo, dog, pick me! He'd be so rad. I know, my typing's off the wall today. I have been streaming. This is probably, what, like the 9th hour or something? Although I did have a little break, so not too bad. Alright then. This is a continuation of a story. Let's see how many of you can remember this, alright? This is a continuation of a story I sent you about a month ago about relationship drama. If you remember, I was on the receiving end of a relationship loot drama over a BOE in Bastion of Twilight. You might remember that. I believe it was over a staff, if I remember that. I believe it was over a staff. This is about the time I ended up dishing out my own drama. Let's go. January 2014. Yeah? January 2014. 3 months after the Siege of Orgrimmar came out, I was in the arena, mate, with my brother. Oh my god, I can't imagine anything worse. Tora. The Staff of Mending. Well remembered, squad. Well remembered. I was in the arena with my brother. I would never let my boys arena together. Holy fucking Jesus. When I saw an advertisement in trade chat. Get ready to have your mounts blown. Your minds blown. Looking for more for Raid Team 2. Dude. Sign me the fuck up. Sign me the fuck up. Now, at the time, I had not started watching your videos, so I did not pick up a red light to this message. I had a hard end of the year with work, and now I actually had time to do some raiding. So I thought, why not? I'll join some Team 2 action. So I whispered... Cura. I whispered Cura. So I whispered Cura and asked about it. Cura was the off-tank of Team 2 on his DK. Yeah? Oh no, Cura was the off-tank on his DK for Team 1. And was starting a team for his Dis Priest. Yeah? This is his ult. He instantly claimed to me and bragged that he was living off disability, and that meant that he could raid 6 nights a week. Yeah? Get on my level. I had a conversation with someone from Method like 10 minutes after joining. Like, that was very similar to that. It was so weird. So weird. The first time I joined, I was like, dude, what the fuck? This is so weird. I was like, why are you telling me this? I've only just joined the fucking guild, man. The raid times worked for me. And they worked for Tora too. Again, at the time, I didn't know better, so we decided we would join our team 2. I would go on my Warlock, and Tora on his DK. On the first raid night, we needed a pug healer. Now, my fiancée, Lavaletta, wasn't really into raiding. She's max casual. Not even LFR, mate. What? But a pretty good healer on an elf druid. I said, baby, you want to come along? And she said, I'll give it a go. So, it's time. Siege of Orgrimmar normal. We cleared the first 2 bosses with ease. What the fucking first 2 bosses in there? Hey, Chinglish. What's up, man? What's the first 2 bosses in Siege? Fuck me, it was a long time ago. I can't remember. Fucking shit dungeon. Anyway, so we were joining we cleared the first 2 bosses with ease. Right? We're in. We're casual as fuck. Siege of Orgrimmar normal. 2 bosses deep. 2 bosses deep. Now, this is where Kura would never admit it, but he instantly had a rock hard, jizz splurging cock end of custard for my fiancé. After healing 2 bosses, Immersius and the Protectors, yeah. After healing Immersius and the Protectors, he offered her an invite to join the raid team full time. And to promote her to a co-raid leader. Boom. 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 Instant Did you see the way she healed that fucking fight? Co-raid leader, motherfuckers. Co-raid leader. Yeah? Let's fucking do this. He was trying to flirt with her. And he started to nickname... This is fucking awful. Girls, prepare your fucking vajayjays for this literal love letter from a raid leader in WoW. Are you ready, girls? You ready to cream? You ready, girls? By the 3rd boss, he had nicknamed her the Khaleesi of the raid. And then joked that he, of course, was the king. Smooth. Smooth. Oh, fuck off. Smooth as a motherfucker. Right? He's definitely in. He's definitely nailed it. No? No? Yeah, maximum sploosh, right? Nailed it. Nailed it. He's in. No, he's already unpacking the condom. Nailed it. Nailed it. What a guy. She kept laughing at him in RL. Like, she wasn't having any of it. For a couple of weeks, though, we were stuck on the 3rd boss. The Shah? Shah, I think? The Shah, mostly due to us constantly having to cycle the tanks. I ended up, of course, being that guy we just talked about in the last story, switching to my druid to tank. After that day forward, when I became the tank druid skill class, Siege of Orgrimmar, after that we would kill a new boss every week. Until, of course, which boss? Which boss? Nourishin. No, yeah, not Shash, Nourishin. Yeah, they're easy. That's the blue one, isn't it? I remember it. I remember mechanics these days. All these stupid fucking names. I must have like 300 raid boss names in my head. After this, we would kill a new boss every week until we hit 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The dinosaur, mate. The fucking Spoils. I remember Spoils. I remember the name of that one. Until we hit the fucking dinosaur, mate. 3 weeks. Dinosaur normal, mate. Yeah? Class. Nothing but class. But how do we do? How do we do? This red line is beyond me. What the fuck do we do here, this fucking dinosaur? We were stuck on the dino for 3 weeks. You know what it was? It was that trash before the dinosaur that everybody died on all the time. Now, during this time, Kura would get mentally stuck, as some raid leaders do, in shit guilds, on what he believed were our issues. Yeah, normal mode. We're in normal mode. You would never stand for a Havoc, you know? He would get mentally obsessed with what he believed were our guild's issues. For instance, he would travel over to MMO Champion. That, and then read in a forum thread on MMO Champ that mathematically Bear Druids were taking 2% more damage on Heroic Garrosh Hellscream than other tanks. Once he had read this, once he had seen this wisdom, he then instantly whispered me, telling me that I needed to re-roll immediately. We might be stuck on Dinosaur Normal, but one day we will reach Garrosh Heroic. And that 2% could make or break our progress. Now, it should be clear that we did not have what you would call, in the audience, a raid group. Several members were so bad that we had to pre-plan for them dying during the fight. Okay, so we can count at least a third of these guys as dead. Have we got the DPS to make this fight? But Cura would focus on endgame statistics. He would check things like logs of heroic fights and then compare us on normal fights. He would then begin complaining, constantly saying that these were the reasons we were wiping. It was nothing to do with people being dead. It was that 2% damage. At this time, Cura was kicked from Team 1 on his DK for having a shitty attitude and his performance. So Cura decided that it's time to leave with Team 2. His team! They didn't give a fuck that he was leaving. Lovaletta and I had a level 25 guild as a bank guild. And I offered it. I don't know why. I offered it to house the team. To be clear of what just happened here. Your raid leader, who you dislike for being a dick and uninformed and using MMO Champion as the only source of information, decided that as he was kicked for having a terrible attitude, that you would then house him in your guild with the rest of team, have to account for them dying during the fight. That's the game plan that we're going with. Right. Got it. We're clear on where we are. Good. Okay then. We all moved to my bank guild and continued to raid as normal. Everything's going swimmingly. No, don't laugh. You guys are mean. Team 2%, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. Team 2%, that's pretty good. Eventually, we got to Siegecraft the normal. And Cura's negativity had turned to Lovaletta, as he was not going to get his Khaleesi. He had been checking the old Team 1 Resto Druid, and she had a different talent than Lovaletta. Oh god. Cura decided it was time to get on Lovaletta's case. Even though she was healing more than that Team 1 Druid on every fight. And out healing him, playing a Disc Priest in Siege of Orgrimmar. Wow. Yes, a Resto Druid was out healing a Disc Priest in the Siege of Orgrimmar. That's okay on normal, I guess. The day we finally were at Garrosh, we got a few good attempts on him. And Cura insisted that the only reason that the Garrosh was not already dead was due to this talent point. That fucking talent point, man. Fake. No one out heals a Disc Priest in Siege of Orgrimmar. Fake story, man. That never happened. The only reason Garrosh isn't dead right now is because of that fucking talent. It's the only reason. This boss is instantaneously gibbed if you had that talent. I tried to stay out of it, but after 3 weeks of him berating her for having wrong talents, like some fucking scrub, I snapped. I don't get angry often, but when I do, it's not the best. I yelled at him over vent about his personal problems, how he was a waste of my swag cash, living off welfare, claiming disability, which he admitted every day was a complete scam, how he was not worth the air he was breathing, and that is why his girlfriend left him a few weeks later to suck another man's dick. Get burned. Yeah? Get burned. Get burned. I then kicked him from Vent and the guild. What I didn't realise was during all of his beratement of her, he had managed to divide the guild to either for or against my fiancée. Half of the team fell apart. It left the guild. I looked at the situation, considered what happened, and unsubscribed from World of Warcraft. And I'm done. I'm done. I went back to playing SWOTOR before I came back for WoW for Warlords of Draenor. I have many more dramas throughout the last 9 years, and I'll try to find them to type them out and send them on in a good way. I hope Berlin was fantastic, and I'll talk to you soon. Well played, that man. Well played. Just kick everybody. Someone grab the burn eels. Fucking savage. We got some savage fucking stories today. Real savage. But tomorrow, it's the web show. Oh, I didn't even do the 13-year-old story. God damn it. Fucking time. Fucking hate time. We should have like a 5-hour drama one day and fit it in. But as it is, that is the end of drama for this week. You lovely, lovely people. Thank you all for tuning in with me. I will be back in 26 hours. And we'll be doing the live web show. So all these current event topics and all that shit going on in WoW, we'll talk about it then. It'll be pretty sweet. The Legacy video goes live on YouTube in 6 days. It was finished yesterday. Anything else to say? The Bloodborne playthrough on Gamer Dad should be finishing soon. We've got Mass Effect 3 starting in a week on Monday. And my YouTube channel from probably Monday afternoon is just spammed as fuck with WoW content. I'm getting all caught up on that. I have no more trips planned, I think, until BlizzCon. I wanted to go to DreamHack. We'll see. We'll see. So we'll see you then. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, you wonderful people. Thank you to all the guys who hosted us, Chinglish, Nobble, and all you wonderful guys. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you all soon. I'm going to go play with my kiddies. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody. Trigger people. I hope not. So, yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Whatever you're doing, have a great weekend. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.